Alright, now, part 2. Now, let's really get into it now. Now, when everything is predicated on frequencies, on vibration frequencies. The only way you can tap into a vibration frequency is if you tweak your energy. The only way you're going to tweak your energy is if you can control your emotions. Now, people who can automatically control their emotions when they're awake are people who automatically can kind of steer their dreams in certain ways. They might not be perfectionists at lucid dreaming, but these are people who can remember a lot more dreams than other people, and these are people who can actually control certain situations in a dream without thinking that they're controlling it. You know what I'm saying? And the people who are emotionally chaotic when they're awake their dreams are gonna be very chaotic. And these are people who have nightmares and then actually consider them nightmares and all kind of shit going on. You know, people who don't want to sleep, scared to go to sleep, all kind of shit like that. So, you know, if you're scared to go to sleep, after a while it'll wear and tear on your body and you will die. I mean, you have to face that shit in the worst way. You know what I'm saying? The more you avoid something, the more you gotta face it. The more you face something, the more you have to avoid something. It's never, you have to stay balanced. Now that we know a dream is predicated on the emotion, you have to use your emotions, the frequency. So, all right, let me give y'all an example right now. Let me give y'all a little example. I'm gonna give y'all an example of a dream. Now, I had dreams like this in the past, but I had learned to the point that I am the teacher now. So I'm gonna give y'all an example of one of my dreams when I was taught, and I'm gonna give y'all a recent dream I just had a few days ago that I actually was trying to teach, and I'm gonna break it down to the point that you will be able to understand the point of dreams. And once you understand the point of dreams, you'll be able to break down your dreams, and you'll wake up excited. You at night you'll be excited to go to sleep, and then when you wake up you'll be excited to interpret your shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll steer you in the right path. Man, there's all kind of joys and wonders that comes with this shit. All right, now check this out. Now, this is a wide range of dreams right now I'm getting into. This didn't happen. The dream I'm finna talk about when I actually became the teacher, I'm gonna detail that one, because this one right here is I'm gonna get into that. This dream right here is a wide range of dreams. I have collections of dreams. Now, if you have a dream that you're back in school, if you have a dream that you back in school, that means you didn't learn a certain lesson. And it don't have to do pertaining with school. It has to do with the real world, which is vibration frequencies. And how to tap into the vibration frequencies is to tap into your energy. And how to tweak your energy is how well your emotions are. Or even if you're not good at controlling your emotions, wherever your emotional state is, that's how it's going to play out. Now, if you have a dream that you're back in school, it was a lesson you were supposed to learn that you didn't learn, or you need to go back and re-improvise on things. Now, if you're looking for your coat, say you're looking for like your coat, and you know it's in the locker, and you can't find your locker or something like that, or you got a lock on your locker, but you forget the combination. You know what I'm saying? This means that you're holding something inside that you should. It's like you're holding something inside, and the lock on it is you're completely dissipating the thought of even letting somebody inside. You know what I'm saying? So you're a person who don't like to let people inside. So in your dream, when you're awake, look at it like this. When you're awake, you're going to have a feeling. Say you have feelings of every time somebody comes to you, they're expressing their feelings, and you don't know how to relate to them because you don't want to express your own feelings because you might feel vulnerable, right? That when you feel like that, when you awake, it's going to play out like that in your dreams. It's gonna play out like if you're back in school and you never learned the lesson of opening yourself to certain people, then in your dream it's gonna play out as you can't find your locker, or you forgot the combination to your locker. So you're throwing away, you're locking away what's inside, and whatever inside might be something you need to show to take you to your next level. It could be something as far as a hidden talent, anything. Now say you do open your locker, right? And then people come around you. Now, if somebody look into your locker, if you shut it real fast, that means you kind of felt exposed. You don't want people to see what's inside. If you open it and you don't care what people seeing, that means you don't care what people see. You don't give a fuck what people think about you. Now, if you want to look at, I'm speaking from lucid dreamers right now. I know a lot of y'all don't lucid dream, so a lot of this shit you just might do automatically. So when you wake up, I need you to write this down so you can get better, so you can start focusing on certain little shit. Because if you look in the sky in your motherfucking dream, you gonna go there. You gonna fly there. People don't realize that you don't never look in the sky in your dream, do you? When you in your dream, you're solely planning out, and this is for 3D niggas. When you in your dream, you're solely planning out situations and interactions with people. You never looking in the sky. And you see, and by me even saying that, now that I'm finna open that part of your brain that was closed off, I'm finna open that a little bit, shed a little bit of light on that. Y'all motherfuckers, a lot of y'all motherfuckers gonna start getting nervous, because y'all gonna start getting in the dreams, be like, damn, I don't wanna look up. Or you gonna start anticipating on looking up, and then you might not never look up. But regardless, if you're in a dream, lucid dreaming or not, and you look up, you're going there. You know what I'm saying? And depending on how you feel about looking up when you're awake, that's how you're going to feel when you're there. Now, but let's get back to the matter at hand. Now, you need to, if you look into the locker and see what's in there, like if you see a book or something like that, that's a representation of hidden talents. If you see a coat, that's a representation of you're not fully comfortable with yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you grab your coat, that means you're reaching for comfort, so you don't be out in the cold or anything. If you ain't paying no attention to your coat or anything like that, that's just, look, this is this analysis. Like if you're in a motherfucking say you go into lunch, or you go to lunch, or you're in the auditorium or something like that. This is a representation of you need to watch the people around you. And you need to learn from your surroundings. So instead of you being in that dream like you just going along with shit and going along with the flow, no, you need to be in that auditorium or that lunchroom or something like that. You need to be in there watching people's actions. And when you wake up, you need to write down everything you've seen from other people and how they made you feel. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what's happening, right? When you're awake, say somebody piss you off, right? Say somebody piss you off when you're awake. Two people can piss you off and make you feel two different pissed off type of ways. Say somebody pissed you off and it made you feel a specific way from that specific person, right? Now, when you dream, say somebody pissed you off here, right? Say somebody stole something from you and you got pissed off, and that feeling that you got from somebody stealing something from you, and now you're pissed off. That exact feeling, when you dream, it might not have nothing to do with somebody stealing something from you or anything. It could be a whole completely different scenario, whole completely different faces and peoples and situations, right? And whatever happened might be totally, completely different, right? Right? Now, whatever happens in that dream, if you end up feeling the exact same way you felt when you was woke, when that person stole something from you, then that dream is trying to show you something in that dream in another way, from an outside looking in. Say you up looking down, whatever, how you look at your dreams. This is something trying to show you. It's trying to show you that situation. You know what I'm saying? it's going to show you that situation. You know what I'm saying? It's going to show you that. It's going to show you that situation, and you really need to keen in and focus on the surroundings of you, like, you know what I'm saying? And then you can see, just like these are examples, you know what I'm saying? Like how to interpret it. You have to break down the emotion you felt. Now I'm gonna give y'all. See, I didn't explain that right. I should have ate something. I should have ate something before I did this video, because I'm starting to feel less of the energy I had before I was going to do this video. And it's like, I had some key points that I really wanted to bring out that I don't think I executed right. But y'all just work with me, you know what I'm saying? At least I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get into my interpretation of a dream I just had a couple days ago. Now, I'm already somewhere else. So my dreams has nothing to do with 3D reality. My dreams never have anything to do with 3D reality. I'm in a whole different place, time, plane of existence continuum, like off the bat. So I don't want y'all to look at my dreams like it's weird when I sit here. But these are what impact my life. All right. So now look, this is a dream I had, right? I'm walking, right? Talking shit. We end up going into this room. Now I forget who the fuck I'm with. I forget who the fuck I'm with. Like, hey, this is another thing too. This is what I wanted to do. If you see a dream, if you see a house in your dream, you're gonna see plenty of houses in your dream. But if you see a house that you focused on in your dream, that's you. That house is you in your emotional state. Now, depending on how good or bad the house looks from the outside is how you feel about yourself. So if it's a nice ass house on the outside or something like that, and it's the house that you're focused on, then you think highly of your appearance when you're awakened. If the house is abandoned or look raggedy or something like that, or it look like an old time house or your previous house that you used to live in, that means that you're handling things in an old way, and you need to raise your consciousness and handle them in a new way, or you don't think highly of yourself and you feel abandoned. Now check this out. Check this out. If you go in the house, you're going within. You're going within. Now these are dreams right here that I had as a kid, and I used to be scared about until I started deciphering my shit around 11, 13 years old. I start. See, by me being an Aries sun sign, and I'm not Aries, but here on 3D density, I was born when the sun was in there, so that's a whole nother. Look, check this out. By me having that kind of energy and that initiative fire, always challenges. Like if I'm opposed with a challenge, I might be scared of that challenge for a couple of days or something like that. But that awareness of me being afraid of that challenge will help me build so much ready for that challenge that it extends anybody else or any other zodiac sign that can be ready for that. Like this is how Aries operate. Say you wanna fight an Aries, right? You got some Aries that'll fight you off the bat, but most of the time it's not like that. Say you got some Aries that you want to fight, right? And you go opposing shit on them and shit like that, and they don't want to fight you, right? You might think they're scared. But the energy that you just reciprocated for that Aries to go home and think about, they thought and they feelings, because it's a filler, will predicate so much on that specific emotion that you made them feel, that the energy that they built for it, that it's almost like a one-track mind type shit. They're going to be blinded by doing that until it's done. And they're not going to be thinking about nothing else. So be careful about you trying to oppose shit on the Aries, because this is how Aries operate. Now, you might think you can do this all the time because they didn't fight you the first time, but the shit that they're dealing with inside going to help them emit so much energy, way more than any other zodiac sign. They're going to emit so much energy that if you come around trying to do that shit again, your energy is gonna be outmatched, my nigga. You ain't gonna want to fight. You gonna tease thinking it's gonna come out. You gonna tease thinking it's gonna be like last time, and they gonna fight. And then what they show you, you would never do it again. You'll never do it again, nigga. I'm telling you, nigga, don't fuck with no motherfucking Aries. But I'm just saying, look, that fucking energy that I equate made me want to challenge the challenge. So I was like scared to dream for a couple days, and then this is when I was 12, 13 years old. And then me being scared to dream made me build up so much energy and confidence to go into the dream that I done developed so many scenarios that I was like, nigga, if I go in this motherfucker dream this time, this better not happen, because if this happened, I would do this. I would, nigga, Aries is above and all, like for real, like on some real shit. People like to mistake that as directness, or like to mistake it as naiveness, or doing actions without thought. No, it's just that you think very fast, and 9 times out of 10, your first thought is the right thought. That's like, look, when you first come out, Aries represents the first house. So when you first come out as a baby, right, and you hungry, your first instinct is going to tell you to swallow. You don't know what you're swallowing, so that might be the naive part of it. But you know that you have to swallow something, so 9 times out of 10, you're going to be right. That's Aries all day. That's why people might confuse it as naive, but at the same time, they already had this thought in their head, so they play it out with no compromising. So when I jumped back in, I had a dream where I went into the house, right? This 12, 13 years old, and the house was fucked up. It's like this part was nice, but then when I walk into this part, it's like a big ass house. It's like some rooms I'm scared to go in. Then it's like a big ass like staircase that's leading to, like, ain't no telling how many rooms, how many floors this house had, but the stairs be destructive. Like, it's like big gashes in the stairs and shit. It's like it's hard to get from one spot to the other spot, and nor you can't do it anyway. You have to do some jumping circus type shit to even get to the next level of flight of stairs and shit. Like it's really broken down. And then I have times where upstairs, when I go upstairs, it's all neat and clean and shit. And when you go in the basement, it's all fucked up. And then the side door that leads into the basement always unlocked or something. And you always had that feeling that you need to lock it. Me getting older, I know that now. This is things escaping and trying to get into my subconscious. You know what I'm saying? That's what the basement represents. The attic represents, or upstairs represents, your mental or your mentality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if up there is clean, that means you got a good thought process. But if the basement or downstairs is cluttered and you feel like you gotta jump over shit, and you jump in one room and this room and this room and shit, and you got a certain feeling, different feelings every time you jump into a different room, then this represents that you have clear thinking, but your subconscious is cluttered. So you're thinking very clearly on a cluttered subconscious. So you have very excellent thoughts on shit that people don't even think about all the time. Like, people don't even care to think about on 3D terms. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that represents. And you know what I'm saying? And it be rooms I'm scared to go in. That it's like feelings I'm scared to tap into when I'm awake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand all that shit, but it'd be scary once you start thinking about it, and then you start lucid. This is when I first started, though. Now let's talk about this dream now. This dream now is like this. Motherfucking it's like this. We walk into some type of shit. Picture a spaceship. Picture you being in a spaceship, right? But this is before you know it's a spaceship. You just thinking you walking to somewhere. Like if you was on Earth or something like that, you walking to somewhere. But all that changed. It's like, I don't know if I was shot up into space. I don't even think I was ever on Earth in that dream. And it's like, this shit is like just so vivid, man. Like, this shit is crazy. It's like, I went up to start teaching, and in my now when I look we walking. I don't know who I was with. This is what I have to figure out who I was with. Then I'll be able to better understand what I was trying to do. We walk into this big ass room, and it's like a big ass window, like you looking out of the front of a plane. But it was more like a spaceship, like like Star Trek Enterprise. You know how they be looking how wide it is, or you know what I'm saying? You know how wide it is and how big the room is, and it's like it's just a big ass window. Like if you was driving somewhere, you looking out. Now, in my dream, I seen it as thinking it was like a chalkboard or something, or like a, you know what I'm saying, like a chalkboard, something you could teach somebody something on, right? So as I get closer, I'm telling people, I'm like, look, hey, look, y'all, it's a motherfucking planet, and I'm pointing at it, right? And in my dream, at that point stage right there, I'm still thinking it's like a screen right there or something, or like a window or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking it's like a window looking like, but in my dream, I'm thinking about it as it's a chalkboard. Like I'm finna go up and erase something and teach people this and shit like that. So I'm pointing, right? And it's a big ass motherfucking planet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like right there. Like, you see how I'm right here? You see how this is? Like if you was right there up on the ocean, like right there, that's how it was, right? So I'm pointing at it, right? And then it's like it got debris around it. Like you could tell where, like I'm trying to teach them, like I'm trying to teach somebody, like, look, it had to come from there, because look, that's where the debris start. And it's like an orange plant, and the debris was looking like quotation marks. Orange quotation marks. And it was about 4 or 5 of them following where it came from. And it was like slow motion. It was like, I was like, at this point, in my dream, when I first seen it as like it was a chalkboard or something, like, look, there's a planet. And as I get closer, I start not seeing a planet and just seeing the debris that was behind it, and start talking about that. So I'm teaching whoever I'm with. That's what I need to know in that dream, so I can interpret this a little better. But I'm still trying to figure that out in my wake days. But look, check this out. I'm sitting there trying to teach these niggas the degree. I'm like, look, it came from there, because look at the degrees. And I'm talking about degrees based on the debris of the like say this was the planet, and this is the debris that was in. They look like question marks, but the same color as the planet, and it's around it like it moves from there. Like, you know how you move so fast, and the air that come behind that's how I was looking at it. And I'm pointing at the shit that's behind the planet, like, look at that. This is the degrees is real, because this is this, that, and the third, whatever, like that. And then before I know it, we like right in front of this shit. Like, everything was red. Space turned red. We right in front of this shit, like, and I don't want to say I was on Earth or something like that, because it wasn't coming down. Wherever I was at, I was in the shit. Like, I was in the solar system. Like, if I was to look around, I'm up there with the shit. Like, I'm up there close with the shit. And it's like everything is close as hell to me. And then it was like, as I'm explaining the degrees, I'm like, look, see, degrees is real. It's like, in slow motion, that little ass, it was big, but it was littler to the big, I want to say it's the sun. In my brain, I think I confirmed it as the sun. But the thing that hit the sun was a planet. I confirmed that as a planet, because when we first went into the room, I was like, look, y'all, they got a motherfucking planet. Then I went up and start talking about it. I'm like, look. And I start trying to teach these niggas where it came from. I'm like, look, it came from there, because look, that's where the debris start. And look, it's right there. And look, now it's right there. And then when I said now it's right there, that's when the motherfucking the planet went into the big ass sun right in front of me. Like, but I want to say, wherever I was at, it was where that planet was at, and that planet had to go down a little bit to hit the sun. So wherever I was at, I was above the sun, because I had to actually look down to see the planet hit the sun. I ain't had to look far down. I just had to look at it. Picture this. Hold on. All right, look. When it hit it, it was like slow motion with no sound. And all you see is like a solar flare, right? Then I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? That planet just ran into the fucking sun or whatever. And then like say the planet hit the sun, and then the sun was way bigger than that planet though. Whatever that planet was. That planet was big, but sun was way big, and it took up the screen. Like picture you at a beach. Your feet is on the sand right in front of the shore. And when you look up at the shore, you can see all the waters and stuff like that, right? And then when you look down, you can see the little bit of the shore finna splash up on your feet. Now, replace the sand with actual ground, and then replace the water that you see with the actual sun. Like, that's how it looked. It was so big. And the shit started to reach my feet. Then I was like, oh shit. I did some shit like this. I was like, oh shit. Why ain't it hot? Why ain't I burning up? Boom, then the dream switched to something else. So I'm thinking like, man, what the fuck was that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up there, it's like, and like the colors was like orange red, like orange type red. And I was on a surface. Man, I had to been riding the planet. I had to been on a planet, and when that planet hit the sun was on its way to running in to the planet I was on top of. And the way it looked was like the shit was getting closer and closer to my feet, and I'm trying to back up like, oh shit. And it's like, and then I was like, why ain't it hot? Why ain't it burning? And then I woke up. You know what I'm saying? No, I didn't even wake up. The dream switched to some other shit. You know what I'm saying? But that was the key part I remembered out of that shit. And it just tripped me the fuck out during the day. Like, 'cause I'm thinking like, man, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Like, I experienced some shit in my dreams, but that was a lucid dream I didn't have control over. Like, in my dreams, I usually could go in there and I go to the same, like, you know how you wake up and everything seems familiar and you know what you about to do and go do? That's how my dreams is. I wake up, I go in my dream, everything is familiar. I know what I'm about to do, I go do it, I do it. Only certain little mishaps. Like, I might be driving one car, and then when I get out of it, it might look like something else. That's the only thing, but I know how to stay in the driver's seat, because I used to have dreams where I'll be driving and then somehow I end up on the passenger side. And when you don't lucid dream, in your dream, you're not realizing why that happened. You're not even thinking about it. You don't even care. You're just dreaming. But I done got to the point where I be giving a fuck. I be like, hold on, man, how the fuck I get back on the passenger side? Like, you get your ass back on. I'm back in control. Like, for real. Like, that's how my dreams be. So for this dream to take place and for me to be living it, but then wasn't in control of the situation, that shocked me, man. That fucking shocked me. I couldn't move them planets where I wanted to move them to. I couldn't eat it. I felt out of control. So it was like I'm teaching something that's out of my hands, and the little nervousness I felt about it reaching my feet was almost make me feel like I shouldn't be scared to teach the shit I'm kicking. And you know, by me making music and rapping and shit like that, when I come across with these kind of videos, believe me, I understand how I'm coming across. Like, and that's part of where that dream came from. Like, me feeling like, why I don't want to be seen in this light. I don't want people to know what be going on in my head. I make music. I might not never be able to make it. People might think I'm crazy or something like that. Which, we're in the age of Aquarius now. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit now. I didn't kick that shit. But these thoughts I just be having in my head and shit like that, that's where it comes from. Because now is the time more than ever to teach. And it's like, I always had that feeling like, man, I make music, like I'm out here, what the fuck I'm putting out these kind of videos for? You know what I'm saying? But if you got the knowledge and you got the shit, you need to go ahead and share that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't be having no more dreams like that. If I'm willing to share this shit without no type of regret or without no type of feeling like, the people who've been listening to my music, they gonna look at me like, what the fuck wrong with this nigga? This nigga on left head, you know what I'm saying? No, fuck that. Fuck that shit. Not no motherfucking more. Fuck that shit. Even when you dream about being in space anyway, if that ain't take place, that means enlightenment, new direction, new foresight. You realize something about yourself that you didn't always see. You know what I'm saying? So this is a basic dream thing. I ain't eat nothing. I'm finna go eat something and come back and do a video on a better way how you can interpret your dreams and being on 3D. I'm just basically giving y'all random shit right now. But you know what I'm saying? It all coincide. And if you're a person who part of my soul group, or you understand a little bit of the dimension I'm coming from, then you could get this. You get this video just as well too, though. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I still gotta help my 3D motherfuckers that's down here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what it is, man. Double the motherfucking pilot, man. Flight boss, you know, for sure. Hoes, grams, air, flights. You know, motherfucking, you know,